Alright, so welcome to a scenario. What if the United States of America went to war against the entire fucking continent of Africa? Yeah, this is a massive war. And yes, there is a naval thing that we are going to be using. So yeah, just know this is the Navy of America going up against all the navies of Africa. All the militaries and air forces. And I don't think America can win. So that's why America is going to be fully prepared. Well, Africa is going to be kind of prepared at the start, but you'll start to see Africa winning a lot more victories throughout the video, because it's going to go from Africa being 25% ready, like this is where they were at before, where they're at now, where 50%, 75%, and then their full potential. So yeah, it's just an upward slope throughout the video. But anyways, let's jump straight into this. So America is rapidly going to reach to these islands. And real quick, Panama definitely kindly, gave over their nation to America. Nothing happened. Anyways, the American Navy at first is going to rapidly beat the African navies, as Africa's Navy is not as good as Europe's was. And I guess we can make this a series, like, not a series, but like a lot of episodes, like America versus NATO. That was the first video. Now America versus Africa. This video was supposed to be America versus the Americas, but it's America versus Africa. This is cooler. And then next, I think it would be China versus Asia. Or, like, Saudi Arabia versus the Middle East or something. I don't know. But yeah, the American Navy is going to destroy the African Navy at first. And America is going to use these islands as a massive base to project power. And let's do something that's pretty cool. We're going to be having the United States Air Force. Wait, let's actually okay, 1 second. Boom, bam, bop, bop. So this is the American Air Force. It looks terrible, but yeah, the American Air Force. What? Why doesn't America? I'm so what is happening? Anyways, the American Air Force is going to project the power over Africa, as they're going to win massive battles against Africa, using their superior Air Force to bomb the fuck out of Morocco. Yeah. Anyways, the American Navy pushes to these two islands, and in the massive battle of them, America wins it. But the American advance is going to rapidly begin to slow down, as we see the African navies beginning to get a lot more prepared, going through their first stage of buffing. As America is still gonna win at this first stage, but it's just gonna be a lot harder. And the American Navy is finally gonna make landing on African occupied areas, as they're going to take these Spanish islands and push right up to the coast of Morocco and Western Sahara. For the first time, these two are working together. And American forces rapidly flood in, using this advantage. And since it's pretty much just the Algerian, Tunisian, and Moroccan Navy up here, yeah. And now it's American manpower versus African manpower, as the Americans are able to make a naval landing right here, as they flood onto the continent at rates not seen since D-Day. As America rapidly pushes onto the continent, wanting to gain as much ground before the Africans are done preparing. As The entire continent is flooding to control this area, but their navies are also fighting, and in the meanwhile that was happening, America begins closing in on Cabo Verde. And this is where we see the massive battle of Cabo Verde beginning. As the Africans really want to hold on to these islands, because if they lose these islands, this entire region of countries, Western Africa, it's gonna fall. The South African, Egyptian, and Ethiopian and DR troops haven't arrived up here to fill this area. It's pretty much these countries in Nigeria that are just pumping into this area, preparing for attack. And up here, it's pretty much Mauritania, the remnants of Morocco, Western Sahara, Tunisia, Libya, and Algeria, going up against an American force that masses in the 3 millions. As they make the push into the city, as the second wave of African forces flood in, as Egyptian forces rapidly flood in right here. America's able to hold on to the coast, but Rabat and these areas in Western Sahara rapidly fall. But America is able to keep the superiority over here. As America gains the ground right here, as they begin to push into Mauritania, trying to reach the capital of Burkina Faso. Because they reach that city, they can go in pretty much every direction with a free, easy shot. Because that's pretty much the next massive city on the agenda. So, yeah, they push through the Sahara Desert as they actually reach the city. Then African forces flood in, pretty much kicking America out. And that's exactly what they do. But America wins this battle, and there's nothing stopping America from making naval attacks. But remember, Africa's military is superior. Yes, the technology may be lacking, but the sheer numbers of people. Remember, America only has 300 million. Africa has over 1 billion. That means a lot more drafting potential. And also probably Russian and Chinese supply, but it's not real. Shut up. Anyways, the Americans, they knock out the African Navy. So pretty much, it's just American bombardments and going up against Africa. As Africa gets surrounded by the US Navy, the US Navy's not big enough to do this, but damn. Actually, let's just shut off the navies. As America has this part of Africa under lock, as American forces make the second attack, or the second wave, attacking in multiple different parts of the continent, just trying to, deter forces from each other to get a massive front right here. As that's their plan, they're trying to get forces away from here so they can make the attack on Lunda, or Lundia. I don't know how to say it. I forgot what it's called, actually. Anyways, 2 capitals fall, and America is just using the element of surprise on jumping these nations, as they have naval and air force superiority. So, they just begin to make landings, like I said, to distract African forces from where they're actually wanting to attack. But the Madagascar attacks go so well, as Madagascar wasn't expected to be invaded. They didn't expect America to attack Madagascar, which gives the US Air Force a massive victory, as they have the superiority at this point to go on massive bombing runs across the continent. And they go in the war-torn regions of this area of Somalia to gain just to weaken it even more, and they tried to attack Ethiopia, the fourth or fifth strongest on the continent, wanting to weaken them as much as possible, with over 1 million forces over here. They take Abbas Adadad. Oh my fucking god. Anyways, yeah. America is kicked out, but with the damage they have done, that is massive. And with forces spread across the continent, not letting the continent regroup in time, American forces massing the 4 million mark. The biggest military, literally bigger than the German attack on the Soviets in World War II. Literally 1 million more. That's not putting into perspective how massive that army is. This takes months in advance. This is the biggest naval attack in history. And America is doing this all by themselves. No allies. So they make the naval attack as they flood into Africa at rates not seen since the Nazis attacked the Soviets. That's how fast they're gaining land. As they push deep into Africa, as they cut through the jungles, burning them down so they have an easy path, using the smoke of the jungle burning to their advantage. So they reach with this river and cut off supplies going from the north to the south. Rapidly, this is encircled, but America supplies more forces, as America has pumped 2 million troops into this area since the attack. As with this, the Congo is way weakened, Ethiopia is also way weakened, as Cameroon, nothing important, but yeah, America has pretty much shown that over time they're gonna lose. So they decide to come to an agreement with the nations of Africa. As America says, give us money and a small chunk of land and we chill. As for the first time in one of these videos, we're gonna see a peace treaty. I know, shocking. Treaty? In one of these types of videos? It's crazy. But yeah, America wants Nigeria, this land, this, and this. So, they wanted a lot, but that's way less than what they could have got if they didn't get Nigeria. America's happy, Africa is poor, or poorer, and, America is big. What? And this is pretty much what the American colony looks like, yeah. America's happy, Africa's poorer, and this video is over. Adios, and see y'all in the next one.